writers out there, I just want to say this. It seems like most writers today want to write something political. They want to write something, you know, with inclusion in mind. If that's how you naturally write, like I remember James Patterson was interviewed. I can't remember if it was a maid or it might have been a neighbor. That was a black lady because they asked him, how do you write African American characters so well? And he said, he grew up with this lady, next door neighbors, and her family come over for dinner, and they were good friends with the family, and he took a lot of the experiences from that. And if you're naturally wired and you like naturally think of that kind of shit, then knock yourself out. But don't be one of them dudes or girls that's like, fuck, I gotta, you know, 2025 checklist is does my book, which people say in your books, they'll cut you more leeway, and which might be true because I think it was Halloween Ends that had Sheriff Barker retired. Halloween Kills, instead of that black guy, they had the guy named Mick. It was a white guy. They owned it. So you can do whatever you want in books. I mean, I do because I'm not a liberal sheep. But that's okay because my last story was about 42 pages and it's called Nightshade. I don't want to give away what mythical creature it is, but it's about a mythical creature. And the premise of the book is you just got two friends are lonely, the preteens. One of them is a dark secret, and you learn what that dark secret is. Now, I am working on my latest novel, which I am about 21 pages in, called The Witch in the Woods. Now, The Witch in the Woods is a very fun story to write, very good story to write. I want it to be a short novel / novella, 120 pages long. Anybody that used to read Goosebumps books, that's how long they were, so I'm kind of going from that. Now, I don't want you guys and girls to feel like, I've got to write a certain way in 2025. If you're a writer, do what you want. I mean, honestly, the characters and the story come long before anything. Whether you want a big message in it, whether you want, inclusion, whether you want da 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 da. Characters and story. Because like Quentin Tarantino says, sometimes the message today trumps art, trumps whether or not it's good. And that's a terrible way to write. Because when you write, you make the rules. You are, no matter whether you write books, fiction, books are fiction, unless they're nonfiction. But whether you write books, whether you write movies, plays, poetry, whatever, you write the rules. You write what's coming out, and if they don't like it, they can either shut up and find something else, or they can actually pick up a pen and do what we writers been doing, and that's right. And you know what the beauty is about writing? You can learn things about the world. You can learn things about yourself. You can write things to reaffirm your beliefs, to challenge your own beliefs. I think if you really get down deep past the surface level. Because again, a lot of people today, just like politics, mean well. Meaning, they think if I write inclusively, if I write, with some kind of political message, that'll be fine. The problem is, writing like that will make you one note. Again, I want entertainment. Again, I'm a conservative, but I don't want every single movie to come out to be conservative. I don't want every movie to come out and be the same. I don't want everything to have some big meaning. Sometimes I just want to be entertained, and that's what I like to write is just pure entertainment books. However, I would say very few, even if they don't mean to, have some point. Um, and R.L. Stein's one of the biggest advocates for um, writing a story for just entertainment. But then the Haunted Mask is about loving yourself, appreciating yourself, um, and that's way more valuable than just. I think even R.L. Stein realizes because you may think you're writing one thing, but sometimes some magic will happen, and you will um, actually transcend your own beliefs, your own view of the world, and you'll have some message or some point, but you weren't consciously thinking of it, maybe. Um, because again, a lot of writers feel like I have to have something to say, and that may be true. That may be needed. But I'm not like that. I want to tell this story. You know, like right now I'm writing about a witch. Two kids find a witch out in the woods. Anything deeper than that, bigger than that, I don't really give a crap. Now there have been moments that I've have surprised me, but this one feels more like a standard horror, middle grade horror story, even though the violence has bumped it up to at least young adult teen book. Because even though they're preteens, way too violent a scene I just wrote to be a middle grade book, Which is that a bad thing? No, because you honestly just got to give yourself room to write and just write what you got, man. Because this is in the proto draft stage, which is even before the first draft, which is, the proto draft doesn't even have to be written in order. It's just, kind of a brainstorming draft. Now, if any of you guys want to go over to my Patreon and you guys want to go to my mypal.me, any of you guys want to go to Amazon, Smashwords, buy any books by Doug or DJ Robbins. If you want to support the channel, I'd appreciate it. If not, please, please, please do me a favor. You don't want to do any of that, which I don't blame you. If it was me in your position, I wouldn't do that either. Please subscribe to the channel. That I really need because I'm trying to get monetized to get to 500. Because I recently lost my job a few months ago and I could really use the cash. So tell your friends, share this. like, subscribe. Thank you.